Welcome. Time for day 11 of the running dream. We're in chapter 10 right now. It turns out to be a long week. Not because I can't wait to get my leg. I am looking forward to that, but it also scares me a little. What if it's awful? What if I can't figure it out? What if it falls off during school? No, it's a long week because the track team officially invites me to the meet on Thursday, and I'm terrified of going. But how can I not? Already the bake sales and the raffle ticket sales have started. Saturday will be the first Help Jessica Run car wash. On the outside, I'm grateful and happy, but inside I know it's an impossible goal. They will never raise $20,000. People tell me all the time that I'm still part of the team. They're all excited to be buying me a leg. They're so nice, so positive. They seem to have no idea what a pipe dream this is. There's that figurative language. When Thursday arrives, I'm still not ready. But it's Liberty versus Langdon, our main rival, and it's on our turf. No buses to get on or traveling to do. All I have to do is hobble over to the track. So easy, and yet so hard. I haven't even seen the track since I've been back at school. Not that it's been difficult to avoid. It's out past the gym and the locker rooms, past the basketball courts and the tennis courts and the baseball diamonds. It's the last school structure before empty fields, and it sits on a small rise of land, unprotected from the afternoon winds. Jocks snicker at runners. They think it doesn't take much skill to put one foot in front of the other, that anyone can run track. And I guess people like Merrill Abrams contribute to that, but those of us who are serious about it grin and bear a lot more than players in some real sports. Basketball players wouldn't dream of doing wind sprints in the rain. Tennis players call off practice if the courts are even a little wet. Volleyball players won't have anything to do with the cold. And football players, they chalk talk or pump iron when the weather gets wicked. It's the soccer players and the track teams that show all weather grit. And at Liberty High, the track teams are the only ones of any of the sports to ever win league. And the varsity girls are contenders almost every year. People don't understand why we run. It seems so mindless to them. All you do is go around and around the track. That's the funny thing about running, the deceptive thing about it. It may seem mindless, but it's really largely mental. If the mind's not strong, the body acts weak, even if it's not. If the mind says it's too cold or too rainy or too windy to run, the body will be more than happy to agree. If the mind says it would be better to rest or recover or cut practice, the body will be glad to oblige. My mother says I was born a runner, that I entered this world wanting to get up and go. Kaylee, on the other hand, has always hated running, not because I love it, but simply because she hates it. She tried it a couple of summers ago, but after a week of easy jogs with me, she asked, "When do you stop counting your steps?" I didn't know how to answer that. I'd never counted steps in my life. So maybe it's something you're born with, or maybe it's something you adopt. I just know that for me, running was like eating and breathing. It was something I had always done, and without it, I felt miserable, suffocated. Losing a leg was like having to learn to suck in air through the pores of my skin. Somehow I survived, but each breath was painful. And then Cairo showed me the footage of amputees running and running fast. Air seemed to fill my lungs again. I was heady and happy, and I could feel myself, a future me, running. I want to hold on to that. I want to believe. But $20,000 of reality has sunk in, and my lungs have shut down again. I feel like I'm trapped under a layer of ice, holding on to what little air I have, drowning under a cold, hard ceiling that's keeping me from something that can save me. After school, Chandel Norwood catches me teetering with uncertainty near the tennis courts. "Hey, girl," she calls and zips over. "Why are you standing out here?" I shrug. "I was going to the meet to cheer you guys on, but..." My voice trails off, so she finishes for me. "But you're not sure you can handle it?" Her words come out gentle, like she totally gets it. My throat closes down and my eyes fill up. "Oh, girl," she says, putting her arm around me. "We're going to get you running again. You know that." I shrug. "Look, even if you can't handle the meet, don't come. Everyone will understand. But it's Langston. She understands this too. Langston's got state of the art everything, from their starting blocks to their jumping standards to their landing systems and cages and hurdles and bleachers. Their equipment totally puts Liberty High to shame. It's their track, though, that has us all green with envy. Ours is dirt. Theirs is a tartan track. It's the most amazing track I've ever run on. It's clean, smooth, and fast, and it's a beautiful royal blue. Whenever I race at Langston, I imagine that I'm running across water. It's an incredible feeling. So Langston is our big league rival, and even though they have everything our team would love to have, we have the one thing a team can't buy: spirit. Maybe it's a bond formed from years of running into the wind. Maybe it's because Cairo calls us his family and expects us to treat one another that way. Maybe it's just the fight of the underdog. Whatever it is, we have it, and Langston doesn't. Oh, they act like they do, but you can feel it. It's just a show. Shandell studies me, and very slyly she says, "Yeah, that Vanessa Steele's going to be prancing all over the place like she's unbeatable or something, like you never even existed." Blood prickles through my body. Vanessa Steele. She refused to shake my hand after I beat her at the Westfield Invitational. She's probably relieved that I've been knocked out of the competition. I clench my crutches and start in the direction of the track. "Let's go," I tell Shandal. "That a girl," she says, and falls into step beside me. We talk about her events, and I kid her a little bit about her discus release. Then, when we're near the track, I stop for a moment and soak in the view. The starter's already there and easy to spot in his red hat and coat, and the Langston teams are trudging through a warm-up lap. Our teams are scattered, warming up in groups, helping Cairo deliver things to the various officials and field judges. There's JV girls, JV boys, varsity boys. 4 teams from each school is a lot to coordinate. "There it is," Shandell says with mock reverence. "The Oval of Pain." I laugh and tell her, "Go on, you've got to warm up, stretch out, and bring home some fives." "I don't know about that," she says, "but if I get a third and we win by 1, I'm taking credit for the whole shooting match." "You do that," I laugh. She takes off, and I swing forward toward the field. I want to wish my team good luck, and I want to stand among them and somehow believe that I still belong. I join the pre-meet Liberty huddle and then stay infield to cheer on runners in the 4x100-meter relays and the 1,600-meter runs. The heats go fast: JV girls, JV boys, varsity boys, but each race is still a long process. When the varsity girls line up for the 1,600, I head over to Rigor Mortis Bend and shout my heart out for Fiona each time she goes by. She's ahead at the 800-meter mark, but I can see her tighten up during the third lap. She holds on for as long as she can, but at 1,400 meters, she loses her lead and has to fight with everything she's got to stay in second place. She does get second, though, which brings in 3 points for the team, but she is not happy. "That's 6 seconds slower than my PR," she says, gasping for air when we meet up. "That third lap killed me. I just never recovered." I give her a pep talk and a hug, and after she's caught her breath, she mutters, "Time to play nice with the manipulator," and wanders off to the high jumping pit. I don't tag along. I'm feeling kind of worn out, and I'm really not in the mood to make phony chit-chat with Merrill Abrams, especially since it's pretty hard not to notice that Gavin is over there with her. So when Cairo and some parent helpers start setting up hurdles, I take the opportunity to crutch across the track to the bleachers. Liberty High's track has only one set of bleachers. It's got steps up the middle, which divides it into 2 sections, one for home, one for away. Nobody pays attention to that, though. Even with our standing in league, usually the only people who show up at track meets are dedicated parents, plus the occasional boyfriend or girlfriend. It's not like there are squads of cheering voices. Besides, it's way more important to find a group to huddle with to help body block the rising winds, and some afternoons anyone will do. As I hobble across the track, I feel like I'm getting stares from people in the bleachers. I can see parents whispering to each other about me. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe they're not noticing me at all. I go up the entrance steps, take a seat on the bottom bench, lay my crutches down, and unload my backpack. Then I sit through the 100-meter hurdles for the girls and the 110-meter high hurdles for the boys. There are legs everywhere. I watch them move so effortlessly, pair after pair of perfectly tuned, beautifully timed legs. How could I have never seen them this way before? In between the races, I watch the high jump pit out in the distance. Gavin's still there. I feel my heartbeat grow faster inside my chest. I try to calm it, but it pounds maddeningly harder. Pretty soon, my breathing turns shallow, and then there's the familiar flutter of butterflies in my stomach. This has nothing to do with Gavin Vance. It has everything to do with the hurdles being cleared. The 400 meters is next. Starting blocks are adjusted, and soon the JV girls shake out and get into position. I grip the rail in front of me as the starter calls, "To your mark, set." Then the starting gun cracks, and my heart gallops away. I want to cheer for the girls. I want to dash to the infield and root them around rigor mortis bend, but all I can do is death grip the rail and fight back the lump in my throat. This is not my heat, but this is my race. My race. There's a soft voice beside me. "Jessica?" I turn and see a woman I don't know sitting beside me. Oh, wait, she's a little familiar. My mind scrambles to remember she's not one of our runners' moms. She's actually too well put together for any kind of track mom. Her hair's long and sleek with subtle highlights. Her hands are perfectly manicured. But mostly it's her clothes. They're classy. Nothing sweats like about them. Who is she? "I'm Claudia Steele," she says softly. "Vanessa's mom?" She has her hand out, so I shake it, but I'm stunned. "I just want to say how sorry I am," she begins. I move to pull my hand away, but she holds it. "I don't know the right words to use," she continues. "I don't know if there are right words." In her eyes, I see sincerity. My hand stops pulling. "Thanks," I tell her, and for a moment I forget that there's a race going on. She does finally let go of my hand, but she doesn't leave. Through the through the JV boys race, neither of us says a word, and it's odd to sit through the girls varsity lineup with her beside me. I wish her away. Her being there is making me terribly uncomfortable, but she just sits there silently watching as Vanessa adjusts her trademark racing glasses, rolls her shoulders and neck, shakes out her legs, and finally gets down in the blocks. "This has to be very hard on you," Mrs. Steele says. I keep my eyes fixed on the runners. Please, I think, just go away. But then out of my mouth slips, "This is my first time back." I could kick myself. Why am I talking to her if I want her to go away? The gun goes off and Vanessa shoots from the blocks. She gathers speed and her stride lengthens. Her legs are long, fluid, beautiful. I close my eyes and try to stop my chin from quivering. What made me think I could do this? Vanessa wins the race easily, which gives Langston 5 points. But we get 3 for second and 1 for third, so Langston nets only 1 point. Still, it's hard to take, especially with my rival's mother sitting beside me. I'm just thinking of an excuse to leave since she's not when Vanessa comes clomping up the steps. She's still wearing her racing glasses. "That track is a joke," she spits out. "The whole place is a joke. My time was terrible." I have an urge to flatten her. She's made her mother uncomfortable too, and I can tell Mrs. Steele wants to say something to her daughter, but before she can, Vanessa holds out a hand. "Can I see my phone?" Her mother produces it from her purse, and as she's handing it over, she says, "You recognize Jessica Carlisle, don't you?" "Yeah, hey," she says to me, checking for texts. She hands the phone back to her mother, then turns and walks away. "Vanessa," her mother calls out, but Vanessa says, "I've got to go get a rub down before the hurdles." "Vanessa," her mother snaps, but she doesn't even get acknowledged this time. "Excuse my daughter," Mrs. Steele says after a moment. Her hands are shaking as she refastens her purse, and when it's closed, she faces me and says, "No, excuse me for raising such a self-absorbed daughter." Then she stands and walks away, leaving me the same way she found me, stunned. That's the end of chapter 12 and the halfway point of the book. See you next time.